Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is January the 9th, 2019. Strong hand, long-term thinking, unconfiscatable. This game is not rigged. Be in motion. Your source for 20%er Bitcoin knowledge. Bitcoin first. All right, I'm saying Bitcoin first. Yeah, we're going to talk about all these altcoins today on this show. We'll talk some Bitcoin too. There wasn't that much Bitcoin news that I could stumble upon in the last few minutes, but there's a lot of stuff going on in the whole space, as they say. So again, check out the links below. Everything that I talk about is linked to below. Remember, Friday, we do have 3 guests lined up for 1 p.m. London time. And that is going to be 8 a.m. in New York. And tomorrow's show, hopefully, if all goes well, I'm going to be live on location, not in Tel Aviv, Israel, but someplace else in the land of Israel. So I'm looking forward to that. Hope that goes nice and smooth. So let's talk about something that's not going so smooth. Shapeshift CEO, Shapeshift.io CEO, says, we've made 1,000 mistakes. Shapeshift, the company founded by first wave Bitcoin entrepreneur Eric Voorhees, has announced the layoffs of 37 employees, about a third of the company's headcount. Shapeshift may have been particularly hard hit by increasing regulatory scrutiny. So yeah, you used to be able to go to Shapeshift and turn one altcoin into another coin, into Bitcoin, into this, into that. And it was lots of fun, apparently, I was told. And then Eric had to follow the rules, and it wasn't as fun anymore. And now he's had to fire people. And he has a blog post linked to below where he explains everything. And he takes personal responsibility. He admits they had issues there, that they had issues. He takes personal responsibility. So read it yourself. I was not a big fan of his during the whole fork saga back in 2017. He is a original dude, though. He's been around for a while. This company has been around since the pre-2017 days, when things weren't as wild, or when things were really wild, but there weren't as many people here, when a lot of you guys weren't here. So it's interesting to see an old school company evolve and have to follow the so-called rules and now pay the price. So we'll see what happens. And it's something interesting to keep track of. And he is a smart guy and everything. So check out his blog post if you're interested in that. It's unfortunate that people had to be fired. They had to cut staff. That happens sometimes. Doesn't happen in the federal government, apparently. Pound that like button. Okay. So some other news. Whale Panda shares some not so surprising Monero use case here. Kidnappers are demanding $10 million in Monero to release the wife of one of the richest people in Norway. That is 1% of Monero's market cap. Whoa! Dude, that's a lot of Monero that they want. But these kidnappers, I guess they're into crypto and they know a thing or two about anonymous. They don't want to their identities found out. Now, this is something I do not. It's terrible. This is terrible. But this is one of the darker sides of cryptocurrency, that bad people can use it also. Will this man buy a bunch of Monero to send to these dudes? I don't know. If that were to happen, that would pump up the price of Monero. It's again, if that actually happened, if the dude buys 1% of all the Monero in existence to get his wife free, to free his wife, that will bring some negative press to cryptocurrency and to Bitcoin, unfortunately. even though Monero isn't Bitcoin, but it's just the way it is. So we should keep an eye on that story. Now, I have another Monero story that's very interesting. I see Vention is in the chat. Vention, I sent you a direct message over YouTube, so check that out. You know, that weird thing YouTube has that nobody uses, but I sometimes communicate with you on. Check that. I sent you a video about I think cholesterol. Yeah, it was about cholesterol. We're going to talk about cholesterol in 1 second. It has something to do with Bitcoin. Okay. So Wilson's Auctions in Northern Ireland, they're auctioning off some Monero that was seized by the United Kingdom. And they're charging a 10% auction fee also. And it's already, actually, the auction went down. I think today was the last day. I linked to some links that show the auction, show the information about the auction, how much Monero they had. Crypto live online auction offers Monero's coins seized by the United Kingdom. And again, I linked to it. Here's something they have in their press release, and I find it's very interesting, was they're quite proud of getting involved in the auctioning off seized cryptocurrency business, doing that for governments, because this is Wilson Auctions is a private auctioneer, but they've contracted with some governments apparently. The cryptocurrency, which was seized under the Proceeds of Crime Act by a UK law enforcement agency, will see 167.7 Monero coins sold in what is thought to be the first auction of its kind to be held by an auction house worldwide. As a well-established company with over 80 years of experience and continuously growing its portfolio of assets sold, Wilson's Auctions has been preparing to facilitate the addition of cryptocurrency auctions for several years, working with leading international experts. Now, this is interesting. Maybe traditional auction houses will get into, instead of auctioning property in inner city Baltimore, Alex Cooper in Baltimore, maybe they'll start auctioning Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Hopefully not seized, but maybe somehow the Baltimore City Police will they'll make a deal with a drug dealer. Hey, you give us your crypto, we'll only charge you with this, that type of thing. And that's how, I assume that's how all these governments are confiscating these cryptos. They know that the criminals, and I don't know what these dudes were doing, but were involved in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and Monero or whatever. And they say, hey, we'll give you a deal. You give us this, you'll get less harsh of a sentence type of thing. I assume that's how they're getting it. It shows you there's real value in this cryptocurrency stuff if auction houses are getting into the business of servicing governments, and if governments are confiscating it. And again, they are unconfiscatable, but if you give away your private key because you're being pressured, well, then you get your Bitcoin or your whatever taken away. It's obviously a valuable commodity. But now again, the governments, they're trying to flip it right away. Some of them might want to hold on to it because they value their wealth in fiat. They should maybe hold on to some of these things a little longer so they can get more fiat, but they don't really care. They don't think that much. But okay, let's go back here. Let's go back to this press release because there was more. Portfolio assets. So Wilson's Auction has been preparing to facilitate the addition of cryptocurrency auctions for several years, working with leading international experts. This is the first of a series of cryptocurrency auctions that will be hosted by Wilson's Auctions in the coming weeks. Okay, so there's more. Having successfully won a contract with the Belgian federal government's asset management office to facilitate the storage and sale of seized cryptocurrencies. The new contract will see the company offer support to investigators across Belgium. That, again, so we're talking about this is a British auction, but now they're in with the Belgian government too, which may have something. I know Belgium's part of the EU, a big part of the EU, so maybe they got an EU contract too. I have no idea. That will enable it to securely seize cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Monero, and Ripple. Oh, this is the first time investors and potential bidders will have an opportunity to take part in a live online auction where they can view the live price of each lot and place bids. So the article said that they basically, the bids were around what the price of Monero was. No one was paying a premium for this, that's as far as I know, at least. So I was going to say something about the Belgian government and all that. Oh yeah, so so in that it said that they can secure, they supposedly have the facilities to secure this stuff. I guess they know how to control their private key. I guess they put it on their own Trezor, is what they're saying. Remember, get your Trezor, and of course, get T-shirts linked to below, like this honey badger from Cryptograffiti. So Guy Bennett said $5. True in the super chat. Thank you, Guy Bennett. True freedom will always involve the potential for unlawfulness. I am willing to pay that price. So should everyone else with a strong hand. Good use of strong hand. All right, continuing. Oh, the Bprivate crypto dividend. Remember that one? Well, yeah, they had some issues. Someone fiddled around and created some extra Bprivate. So they give an update. They had a hard fork, got rid of some of that stuff. But they're still going to have another hard fork. And that will happen on February the 16th, where they're getting rid of all unmoved coins. So you haven't moved your Bprivate. If you're involved with that crypto dividend, move it. Now, I bring this up because they're being open and honest at this point, and they're sharing this information, so you can check it out. But also, the removal of unmoved coins. Well, if this is successful for them, if they get, they have, I don't know, how many coins do they have? 20 million coins, and they only end up with 5 million coins. And if the price goes up, there's a whole lot of ifs there, will other altcoins use this as a gimmick and say, hey, we're getting rid of all of our unmoved coins too? Will this be a trend in 2019 altcoin land? Inquiring minds want to know. So stay tuned. Check that out below. And we'll see. All right. Connor Brown. This guy has a funny tweet. If Trump tweets the word Bitcoin, you can kiss your amazing TA goodbye. So that's a good point. I don't try to put people on pedestals. I don't, if Trump mentioned Bitcoin, I wouldn't care that much. But that's an example of an unpredictable event that TA people cannot predict. If for some reason, some mainstream figure tweeted out Bitcoin, said something very positive about Bitcoin, and it just got all of a sudden the hottest thing in the mainstream culture was Bitcoin, well, that could affect the price of Bitcoin. That very much could. So this guy's point is, all you TA guys, you don't know. One day there is going to be some black swan event, whatever you want to call it, where you never would have guessed this would have gotten all these people into buying Bitcoin. Will Trump one day say something about Bitcoin? It would have to be something like, Bitcoin is the official currency of the United States. No, that would be pretty extreme right there. But who knows? Who knows? I mean, again, it could be. I don't know. We now will accept Bitcoin donations for the Trump campaign. Who knows? Again, it's some black swan event. TA cannot predict that. That's why you have a strong hand, people. That's why you have a strong hand. You don't worry about the day-to-day price because you don't know when some crazy event is going to happen that's going to pump up the value and pump up the volume, pump up the volume, pump up the volume, dance. When the value is going to get pumped down, pumped up. Who knows that song? Yeah, I actually linked to that once in sometimes I put songs at the end, and I linked to that song by Mars. Actually, Pump Up the Volume by Mars. I think that's what it was called. Yeah, so have a strong hand. Just value your wealth in Bitcoin. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin anyway. Even if Ivanka tweets about it, it'll still be one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Ivanka. So, okay, as I said, Venshin and I were, he mentioned his cholesterol numbers had improved, and I congratulate Venshin on eating healthier. And I'm not saying, and by the way, cholesterol is a very complicated thing, but that he's eating healthy is the cool thing. So I actually stumbled upon some when I was writing him something about cholesterol. I stumbled upon this guy. Who is this here? Dave Keto. He runs the well, that's not his real name. That's his Twitter feed, and he runs cholesterolcode.com. And I link to both below. The reason I link to this below is because I noticed on his blog, on his cholesterol related blog, he accepts Bitcoin on the side. And I think maybe Bcash also. I don't know. So I thought, oh my God, that is so awesome. I'm just gonna have to mention it, give him a shout out. Oh, and I should have mentioned it on Twitter so he would know that he doesn't know who the heck I am. But the point is this: if anyone out there knows of any other blogs that are random, again, that's not about cryptocurrency at all, that accept Bitcoin, tell me them. I'll share them. I'll share anybody. Nothing dirty. I'll share any family friendly site that has a Bitcoin link on the side. So good. It's growing. I had no idea. I had no idea who this guy was. Found out about him. Had nothing to do because of crypto research. It was just health research. So that's good. So yeah, exactly. I mentioned that one young lady yesterday who was into the horse racing stuff, and she did Bitcoin. So now I'm this guy. He's on Twitter. Check him out below. You can give him Bitcoin if you're a BK. Do whatever. Retweet him. Be nice to him. Or do whatever you want to do. So finally, speaking of retweets, well, Alk20191 tweeted this out. Jordan Peterson and Rubin report. Just go full Bitcoin and pound that like button when you're watching at Tech Vault, the Bitcoin Meister show. So that's kind of like a quote from what I said yesterday. I said basically that they should go full Bitcoin and pound that like button. So retweet that, everyone. I linked to that below. It says retweet right next to it. All right, that's all for today. Fun day. Tomorrow should be interesting on location. I hope all goes well. I will say hello to everyone in the chat in a second. Pound that like button, bang that bell button. Follow me at what's TechBalt, TechBalt on Twitter, and click on the squares if you're watching this taped. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Honey Badger, see you soon. Bye.